Hey, so the audio didn't record for this run, so I'm just going to do a little bit of a voiceover talking about the run. Basically, we want to, for the any percent run, get to the end of the game as quickly as possible. And in Paradise Killer's case, that means just running into the trial with zero evidence and accusing just anyone. That's really it. The run is a lot of mashing through dialogue, which is very tedious. I don't particularly like that, but I do like the movement bits. Those are a little bit fun. Starting with this one coming up here, I like to jump on the planter and land on top of Shinji. I'm pretty sure it's actually slower than doing it the other way, which is not landing on him, but I think it's funny when he spins me around, so I do it anyway. And what I'm doing here is it looks like I'm kind of double jumping, but I'm crouch jumping. I don't think it's any faster. Again, I just like to do it. This piece of movement here is important. In between forced dialogue, you have like a split second to move. And so if you start running, once the next forced dialogue starts, it'll halt your movement. But if you're in the air, your momentum will carry you and you'll land where you would have landed. And so what I did is I jumped before it stopped me, and I landed right in front of this computer, so I don't even have to move anymore. I can just hit the computer right after this conversation. Just like that. And so what I want to do here is I want to hit the square before that dialogue starts. I didn't get it, but I still got them both really quick. It is just a little bit faster. And then after this dialogue, we want to take a leap of faith. I jump over the bars. I don't know if it's any faster. I just like to do it again. I'm not very optimized when it comes to my running, but I just do it for fun, so it's all good. If you were hearing the audio, you would hear just a banger of a track, but unfortunately you get to hear my voice instead. So once we hit the ground, we want to make a mad sprint to Lydia. She's like a cab driver. I think I didn't quite get the frame to start running like as soon as you can, but it's not terribly important. And then we want to mash through this conversation. She's going to take us to the courthouse where we're going to start the trial. In the courthouse, we're going to talk to the judge, and then we're going to do another one of those momentum forced dialogue skip things. So in between the dialogues, we're going to jump backwards and get as close to the exit as possible. So we got to talk to the judge, and then once we get introduced, we want to just move backwards. I didn't get as far as I could there because I wasn't sprinting, but it did get me closer to the door because we want to go leave, quote unquote, solve the case, and then come back. But the funny thing about that is we don't actually have to leave the courthouse. We just have to go and touch the door and then come back, and the judge says, "Oh, you've solved the case." And so that's what we're gonna do right after this. So yeah, we just run to the door, says, "Oh, we should talk to the judge." We don't even have to open it, and then we can start the case. And so the trial is pretty tedious. It's just a lot of tapping, mashing the E button, and for me, I like to mash the mouse too, but we do a nice little forced dialogue movement, I guess. I don't know what I should call that, but yeah, basically it forces you to look up, and then the screen is supposed to shake and you hear a roar, but you can move in between, so you have to grab your gun and then come back and start the trial. Yeah, so the trials is we're just going to accuse the same person twice, and the judge is going to say, "Nope, you're wrong," and they're just going to convict who they think it is anyway, and then we have to execute them, which is sad because he turns out to be innocent, I'm pretty sure. But it's funny, after the trial is over, they let you keep your gun, and you can do with it as you see fit. You can go around and talk to every character and execute them all individually, and nobody really seems to care. So it's really weird how they handle justice on this island, but whatever. So yeah, we're just mashing through dialogue, and we've convicted him, and now they're over. Thankfully, it's not too long. For the 100% category, the trial is much, much longer because there are a ton more mysteries that you need to solve, as well as pieces of evidence that you have to go through, as well as conspiracies that you have to uncover. So basically, we're going through the list of people. Everyone else is innocent except Henry. We shoot him dead, and then we just go through everybody else. It's a very colorful cast of characters. Great designs. I love it. But they get to live today. So yeah, and then after the trial, we go to the bar on the next island for a quick chat, and then is our last piece of movement to leave the island and finish the run. So we're just going to mash through this as quick as possible, and we want to make a mad sprint to Lydia's car. So we're finally free, good to go. Try to squeeze our way through this slow door and hop off the ledge here. I'm going to do more crouch jumping here. Again, it's not faster, I don't think, but I just do it. I don't do it on the cliff because it could slow me down. Basically, we want to jump across the rooftops here and make it to the pier. I do hit a piece of geometry there that slows me down just a little bit, and I do the same thing when I have to crouch jump through this opening there. It slows me down just a touch, but that's okay. And then also what I do up here is I run up the ramp here on the railing, and I jump across here just to cut the corner a little bit, and then the same thing over here just to give me more of a straight shot to the end. And we're also going to do the same thing right here. And then we're going to talk to Lydia. And we're just going to mash through this last piece of dialogue. After I'm done all this, there's a red herring ending like this. I always want to hit time right here, but there is one last piece of dialogue that you have to go through, and then it's time when the credits roll. So that is Paradise Killer Any %. Thanks for watching. We have a couple people running. We could always use more. We're just getting started. Yeah, thanks.